Like,
England have won the second test by 100 and what was it, guys? 113 or 133? I can't even remember.
Wait, it's 113.
113.
By 113 runs to draw the three-match test series 1-1. 2 days ago, no, not even 2 days ago, yesterday, about mid-afternoon, West Indies were 199 for 3. A draw looked like the only result on the cards. With 14 overs to go today, West Indies have conspired to lose the test match. And judging on West Indian cricketing recent history, that's probably the series gone as well. Now, obviously, some who are listening will say, how can you already decide that that's the series gone as well? I don't think you can overestimate how much of a mental blow that defeat will be in terms of knowing they could have retained the Wisden Trophy today, and that's gone. And the mental high that it gives England. I'm not even going to get fully into England right just yet, in terms of why I think they're pretty much odds on to seal the next test, but we can get onto that later. Guys, I didn't even reach for the rum yet.
Wait, listen, you know what?
Yeah.
I've got the Mount Gay. Listen, I've got the Mount Gay, but I don't know why I'm drinking Bayesian rum after that collapse by the Bayesian batsman today.
Yeah.
Day. But
so sad.
So sad. Nikhil, how are you doing up there?
Man, I guess as good as it could be. I expected a lot more, and I mean, I was the first to say, guys, that yes, we're improving a lot, and yes, you see a lot of good signs and stuff, but 198 all out, regardless of nobody could tell me that that's an improvement, because I expect a lot more from this current West Indies side, and yeah, that's just not good enough to me. I expected us to bat today.
Boy, Nikhil's so upset. Nikhil's so upset he's gone. Are you back?
No, I'm here. I was just gonna say, yeah. It's obviously a lot to bat on at 85. You would say it's a lot of overs to bat 85 on a last day pitch, but yeah, I expected a lot more. Blackwood and Brooks looked good, but as soon as actually, funny enough, I fell back. I watched when England were batting, and I fell to sleep for that innings. But when I woke, I saw 37 for 4. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And then I saw a good partnership, and yeah, after Blackwood got out, I couldn't quarrel with him too much. I mean, he did it really well, but yeah, I expected a lot more. The top order needs to step up, big time. Needs to step up.
Is anyone already in the chat?
Yeah, people are here.
Okay, because some people are saying they don't have the link. So when you get the chance, just send the link to me or tweet it, and I'll retweet it just in case anybody can't get to where they need to get to.
I'll tweet it now.
Yeah, tweet it and then I'll retweet it. Santoki, before we break it properly down, like Nikhil, initial thoughts.
Boy, well, it was a typical West Indian performance, you'd have to say. It's what we've seen over the years. Obviously, as Nikhil said, they've turned the path in recent times. But boy, yeah, old Jamaica ginger beer, boy, you're gonna have to make that a strong drink mash. Yeah, I just think it's the day. To sum it up, I think John Campbell dropping Ben Stokes at the beginning of the day summed it up for us. But I mean, the body language wasn't there. That was such a big thing to drop as well, knowing what Stokes would do and set up a massive platform for England to win the game. And yeah, I think it was just a mental collapse on West Indies as much as anything else. Obviously Brooks and Blackwood obviously put up a fight, but boy, very, very disappointing. And you'll find with the quick turnover of tests, the next one starts on Friday. It's going to be hard for West Indies to pick themselves up unless they make substantial changes to the team and bring in a fresh players who haven't been weighed down by this loss, I guess.
So before we because that's also obviously one of the I've written down quite a lot of talking points for us to get through, and that's one of the talking points as well. So where should we start?
Well, let's start. Beginning of the day, England come out to bat. Yeah, we were thinking we were thinking what was a lead they would go for. What did they go for in the end? Was it 312?
312.
312, yeah. Which I thought was unnecessary, totally unnecessary, as our performance showed. I didn't remember what we were saying last night. I think Santoki, you said 250. I think Nikhil said it's like 270 or something, and I said I reckon it'll be 200, 280 to 300 because I just think they're defensive. And when I was on Guerrilla Cricket earlier on, like a lot of the talk was about making sure West Indies can't win, and I kept saying West Indies ain't winning anything. Like you could set us 270 and we ain't going to chase that down. So and as today proved, they could have set 250, and 250 might have hastened the decline because we would have gone after it then. But so, anyways, but the point is, as you said, Santoki, because I actually missed the drop because I didn't get my footage going until I know England were like 70 for 2 or something, and Stokes had just hit 6. So you're saying right at the beginning it was all wrong.
It was curtains from the beginning, really. I mean, Stokes, I think he hit 10 off the first over of Gabriel. He was just swinging. And then pretty early on, a regulation catch came to Campbell. Campbell dropped him. But you'd think if he'd held on to that, one, it would have taken England a longer time to get to that 300 lead, substantially longer. Bearing in mind, Butler was already out. Root could have accelerated, but generally there's no one on Stokes' level who could accelerate in that team to that level. So it would have taken England a lot more time, a lot more frustration, and also it would have set the tone as well. Just get Stokes out early. The symbolism of it. We've said he's a big match player. He seems to. We talked about this on a previous episode. How he always seems to have a lot of luck in terms of players dropping him or making mistakes, and it's just whether it's the aura around it being Ben Stokes, because we know what he's capable of, just mentally gets to players. Because would Campbell have dropped that if it was like an Ollie Pope, for instance? I don't think so, because it was a regulation catch. But that just set the standard for the day, and then England basically had the ideal first 45 minutes, got the total ready, set West Indies 312 to win. And then I'm pretty sure, based on interviews at the end of yesterday and kind of how the England players' body language was, they were pretty confident of bowling us out within 85 overs, I would say. There wasn't any sense of panic, you felt.
Yeah, and so then we come out to bat. We're set 312. We all knew we weren't going to be batting to get 312, so whatever. We'll come to Abhilash's point in a minute. But I'll just bring up the scorecard to remind myself. Do you remember, Santoki, that before the series started in our, I think it was the tour preview pod, and you and I said to Nikhil, and this isn't, for once, Nikhil, this isn't even about trying to point out who was right or who was wrong. I'm just making a point.
Yeah.
Do you remember us saying we're going to collapse on a regular basis and be like whatever? Admittedly, we said 60 for 5, but today we were 37 for 4 within 15 overs. And the worst thing is, as it was all unfolding, all that was going through my head was, but I'm not surprised. None of it surprised me in the slightest, because this is what the batting lineup is. This is what they're capable of doing. Yes, we'd seen some heart and promise from the first test, but this was in keeping with what we've seen in recent series, where inexplicably they suddenly just collapse out of nowhere, and you're like, boy. Now let's start with John Campbell's dismissal.
Wait, but guys, let me just, before we get into that, I just want to say quickly, I think personally where we lost the game, it wasn't even in today's collapse. I more think yesterday at T when we were 199 for 4 going in. You would never expect us to lose 6 wickets that easy. I mean, Broad bowled extremely well in that last session, fine. But still, I want to see a bit more backbone from the guys to bat the entire of yesterday. And if they had bat the entire of yesterday, we would have drawn the series. I don't even think we had a bat today. Once they lasted till 2 o'clock or 7 o'clock your time yesterday evening, I think we would have been safe. So I don't even think it's today's collapse. I more think it's that. But yeah, let's get into it.
I completely agree with that. Actually, the yesterday's collapse was totally unnecessary. Yes, Broad's spell was brilliant, but still, given the position of the game, we threw it away. Now, Campbell comes out to bat. Now, I'm Jamaican, and remember I said yesterday, I can't remember what I said, but I said let Campbell play his natural game, because I don't think he knows anything. He can't do anything else. So today he nicks off for 4 runs, trying to do a booming drive. I don't even know what to say, because I just don't think he's got I don't think he's got a technique for Test match cricket. I really don't. I really don't. But I thought give him the 3rd test, because I think he's earned the time to at least be given a whole. Remember, it's his first ever tour of England. A lot of people come to England and they flop. Coley flopped on his first tour to England. So John Campbell, this ain't nothing new to be someone who's never toured England before and you're flopping in a test match series. So I personally would still give him the last test. But the way he gets out is how he always gets out.
It's like a broken record, basically, is what I was going to say. And also, actually, to be fair to him, though, it was slightly unlucky because Root did run out of time. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, no, he did.
It hit the 0. Then he said he went for a review. So technically, that shouldn't have counted. But I think it was inevitable. If Campbell wasn't given out, then he would have been out within the next few overs anyway. It was just a walk-in wicket. And then we come on to one of Michelle's cricketing heroes, Shai Hope. Mr. Shai Hope came in and
Nikhil, you mean? Well, that's not my ear. No, this actually requires some serious discussion now. All jokes
aside. This is mad. So wait, hold on. To set the scene, both of you guys were adamant, even up till yesterday, that Shai Hope will get the whole series. At this point, do you think Shai Hope will play in the next test? That's what I want to know.
No, I think he's done. I think he's toast.
So what's made you change it? What's made you change your mind?
I think in truth, I already thought he was toast in the first innings, but I was prepared to give him the second one just in case. He's now had 250s in his last 37 test match innings. That's not good enough for a test match number 3 for any country. Ireland wouldn't accept that, much less us. So if you have a reserve batsman in your squad of 15, and the incumbent reserve would be Bonner. Shai Hope, some people are saying the delivery he got today was unplayable. I disagree. Look at his position when he's dismissed. He's falling over, and his body language to the dismissal is as if the ball went along the ground. The ball took the top off stump. So he didn't get a grubber. He didn't get a delivery that shot low, but his body was as if he'd just been undone. It nipped back. Yes, I hear that. It nipped back, and maybe he wasn't playing for that. Why is he so deep in his crease? This is a guy who, for me, doesn't know where his positioning is, where his front foot is, where his back foot. I don't think he's comfortable in himself. I would take him out of the firing line. I'd say to him, I don't care how. I'd tell him, don't even go CPL. I'd tell him,
stop.
Hold on, let's get Nikhil in. Nikhil, come in.
What's CPL going to help him? What's CPL going to help him with?
But what's not playing it going to help him anyway? Because
tell him to stay in England. Don't go home and get some county contract and play some red ball cricket for a while. And listen, hear me out, because this isn't actually as crazy as you think it is. If we are saying that this boy, who is obviously talented, is the future and the backbone of a West Indies team, think about his future right now and help him develop his game. CPL is not going to develop Shai Hope's red ball game. His red ball form is atrocious. So what is better for his long-term career? Obviously, money has to make. So he's got to go Barbados. He's got to go play for the Tridents because he's got a contract there and he wants to make money, like any cricketer, should want to. But if he has red ball ambitions and he knows there's no domestic cricket going on in the Caribbean for ages, listen, the boy, he's played in England as a youngster when he was at school here. Organise a quick contract with someone and say, "Let me sort my game out." Is that really that outlandish of a statement to make?
He can play after. He doesn't have to miss the CPL.
Yeah,
no tridents by us. But honestly, what I'll say on it is that obviously I'm really, all those that read the article before know that I picked Shea to be the leading run scorer. And actually, just to give you a quick update on that, Santoki looks like he's the closest. I mean, Shamar Brooks 250s in this game. He's batting really well. But on Shea, I really obviously kind of really gutted over him not getting runs. And I honestly feel for him because yes, we know the media is on his throat and stuff, but I just think when you go out there and play anything, do anything in life, and every single time you do, it's like me doing an exam. I know I have to do well in every single exam, or I'll hear like 30 people from the media criticize me. Just an example. I think you can't operate like that in life on anything. So for him to go out there to bat every innings, and in the back of his mind, he knows I can't get out. I think that plays on his mind. Now, what I would suggest to Shea, and I'm sure he's going to do it, is, I mean, obviously due to COVID, we don't know when there'll be another test series for us. And I think, I think he's going to come out to Barbados and get in the first test setup, just because I know how humble Shea is, and I know he's very disappointed with the way he's playing right now, and he will want to work on his game. Now, I don't know if he'll go to county cricket because, as you said, Masha, no cricketer would turn on the CPL. Obviously, playing for the Tridents last year, winning the tournament, etc. But yeah, I agree with you in terms of getting the red ball. But personally, I would play Nkrumah Bonner simply because yes, Shea is talented. Yes, we know he's getting good starts. He looks great, but I think it's not right to guys in the first class setup that are seeing someone not do well. And it's nothing against Shea because players have purple patches and the best of players get dropped. But I just think, I'm not saying do away with Shea forever from red ball cricket. I'm just saying maybe for the end of this series, you bring in Bonner simply because he deserves a chance. 58 average in first class cricket, he deserves a chance. So yeah, that's just my personal opinion on it. And we have a lot of comments, so I think we should start getting into those.
Okay, so let's stop at Campbell and Holt. We'll come back to the rest of the innings at some point. Let's deal with some comments first and foremost. So Abhilash says, I can totally understand why they did this, but the truth is we lost because we didn't change our bowling attack for the match and our bowlers were too tired. I agree. The bowlers look shattered on day 1 and 2. I would be, and we'll deal with this probably nearer the end of the stream. I think Shannon, in hindsight, shouldn't have played. As we said on day 3 or 4, or whatever day it was, I'm fairly certain he told them he was ready.
Yeah.
But he didn't look ready at any point. Alzari's got what looks like an elbow injury, so already going into test 3, there's question marks about whether they can even last the third test. But I think, as the three of us discussed, you have a rare chance to win a series away from home. Who in Holder and Phil Simmons and Roger Harper's, they're the selectors ultimately, who would have gone against what they would have done? Yes, we all wanted Rakeem, but who would have gone against the team that won the first test? In reality, who would have gone against it?
It's true. It's very true. And also, not only that, I think, like, for example, if you have a team like England, they may have changed it because those bowlers have experience. But when you're playing with guys on the bench that have no experience at all, and yes, as you said, Mash, you need to bring in these guys to then give them the chance. Otherwise, they will go up with that logic for the whole time. I still think you've just won a test match. So if the bowlers are telling you they're ready, you're not really going to change it, to be honest.
Yeah, well, if you look at England, Anderson, Wood, Archer, all not playing, and they still got Broad.
And honestly, I know we don't really look at England, but they have a very tough. Because personally, I don't think any of those seamers can be dropped for the next test. They're just all performing, so they are in a predicament. How do you leave out Jimmy Anderson at home? How do you leave out Jofra Archer and Mark Wood? So you know what I mean.
That's a good point from both of you, and let's look at that. And I think sometimes when people do the whole kind of England won, West Indies lost, you lot must be gutted. The reality is, look at the disparity in resources between the two sides. Let's be real about it. Let's say we're crazy enough to drop Gabriel Roach as our main two seamers, like the experienced pair. No disrespect to Shamar Holder, who is an exciting youngster, but he's 22 years old. No disrespect to Raymond Reefer, who is a very solid all-rounder, but he's not Kimar Roach, he's not Shannon Gabriel. England, theoretically speaking, for this next test, can drop Broad, Wogs and Curran and bring in Anderson, Archer, Wood, or next test they could go Anderson, Broad, Archer. We haven't got that at our disposal. They just rested Jimmy Anderson because they can.
It was nothing to do with performance.
It's the equivalent of, in the FA Cup when like a League 2 team takes the lead against Man United, and then Man United start bringing on Pogba, Martial, because they started with their second team. That's basically what it was. We took the lead in the first test, and then they unleashed Broad, all these men on us, and it's just that you can't compare the quality at the moment. And that's obviously linked to the financial disparity between the two nations. So yeah.
And not only that, it's just not even that. Just before we move on, it's just the amount of people in England compared to the amount of people in the West Indies. They can't compare. So the amount of resources that they have to select from, is always going to push their cricket. But I mean, we're still competing, and as I said, I think we're turning a big corner. So yes, I'm very disappointed in this test, but I'm not giving up on them yet. So anyways, let's get some more because we have a lot.
My drop list is my drop list is Campbell, Hope, Gabriel, Dowich.
How did Dowich get in there?
No.
What did Dowich do to Valiston? What's going on?
Dowich dirty, boy.
Wow. Valiston, please let us know in the comments why Dowich. That's a I mean, nah, he's not getting dropped.
Can we deal with Campbell? I'm saying keep Campbell.
I think so too. No, Santoki, you cannot. It's as Marshall just said. Virat Kohli failed in England on his first his first series, and also you've given Shea Hope so much room and leverage to get a score. So how is it that you're going to tell someone like a John Campbell to sit down? It's not fair to me. I know his technique isn't there, but I don't think it's fair.
I just don't think it's fair. We'll come back to it later on. Hope definitely. Gabriel probably injured. So next match.
Okay, Abhilash. So for the next match, Campbell, Hope, Joseph, and Gabriel out. Ooh, well, that could possibly happen. Mosley, Joshua, De Silva, Bonner, Shamar, Holder, and Cornwall in. So massive changes from Abhilash.
Well, I agree with the last three. So Bonner, Shamar, and Cornwall. I'm almost expecting those three to play. But hear me. Maybe you weren't going to expect this. I would get Raymond Reefer in the side. Now, let me explain why. You've just seen what Sam Curran... Raymond Reefer's a bowler like Sam Curran. Mm-hmm. You've seen what can happen in those conditions in Old Trafford, swinging. Holders really are only natural swing bowler. Roach a bit, but Holders are genuine swing bowler. Raymond Reefer can swing the ball. He's not fast, but that's what I'm saying. He's a bit like Sam Curran in terms of pace. If we wanted to be gung-ho, I'd find a way to get Raymond Reefer in the side as well. I don't know how, but I would try and... Like, say Joseph can't make it. Wait, who's he dropped? I don't know. I don't know how we get Raymond in, but I would try and find a way to get him in. What do you reckon, Nikhil?
I listen, and everybody knows I'm a massive Raymond Reefer fan. Nothing to do with the trade against Barbados, nothing. I just like Raymond Reefer. He doesn't play for Barbados in the first class circuit. I think this is someone that's traveled with the West Indies for over 2 years now, and he's never been given a look in. For obvious reasons, Jason Holder is an all-rounder, and you can't drop the captain. We all know that. He doesn't deserve to be dropped either. But as you said, Marshall, both teams have shown in this series that you don't need pace to get wickets. And Sam Curran was brilliant this test match. So, listen, I think it's a third test. Yes, we want to go at experience. We want to win. But you never know. Throwing guys in that England can't prepare for, it's a good shot. And don't forget, Raymond can bat as well. So he gives you that stability in the lower order.
So the reason I was laughing, Nikhil, can you wheel up the last comment from Universe Boss?
Oh, Universe Boss, yeah.
He's giving Mash. Yeah. He's giving Mash.
Big up, Chris Gale. I knew it.
How are you, Chris? How are you, Chris?
Universe
everything's well.
On a serious note, Universe Boss, where do you live? We want to know. Is it the real Universe Boss?
Yeah, let's move on. How much hype does Hope need to succeed?
It's a bit of a weird question.
Did we touch on this already, or?
Yeah, well, I would say, you know what? In England, the reason he gets hype is because obviously, like me and Mashel have talked about this. A lot of English fans obviously look back to the days of Clive Lloyd, Viv Richards, the glory days, and they kind of want West Indies to be like that. Shai Hope, after Headingley as well, just the way he carries himself, he's very confident. Yeah. You know, the persona is very confident.
And he looks like an excellent player. I mean, the shot that he has, solid.
So for English fans, at least, I'm talking to from an English perspective, he most resembles someone from those glory days eras, which is why the English media place so much hype on him, is what I would say, yeah.
But Mash, just quickly, now I'm thinking about it. I think the only way Raymond could get in is if they drop Kemar Roach, because I am sure we're going to get to our opinions on selection a little later, but it'll be hard for him to break in the team, obviously, with Jason there. But I advocate for him to play. David is saying, obviously, hindsight and all that, but incredibly naive not to rotate bowlers given the short period of time between tests. Now, everybody's saying this, right? But as we said just now, we don't have that many resources that we could just chop and change like in England. Yes, listen, we looking back in hindsight and we would have said, oh, give Shamar Holder that second test so that if we lose, we have a Shannon Gabriel fresh for the third. Yeah. But another outlet is you say, let's go and win it in the second and or draw and end the series. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's all good to look in hindsight, I guess.
Yeah, I agree.
Renil is saying Bonner, De Silva, Cornwall, next test match.
Can I just touch on Josh? And I'm going to say this again, and I pray Josh ain't watching this one. So, you know, Nikhil, you know Ayana? Is it Ayana?
Yeah, Holder.
Yeah. So she has made this point before, and I agree with her. I don't know if she's watching, but, you know, I've sent messages to her on Twitter saying, yeah, I agree. We fast-track youngsters in the Caribbean too quickly, and we do it because we feel like we haven't got any other options. Shimron Hetmeyer debuted for the West Indies at the age of 20, well before he should have been playing for West Indies. Who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of someone else here. Alzari Joseph in another Test nation possibly wouldn't have debuted yet, but we saw the potential and we just put him straight in because we couldn't identify anybody else. I am an advocate of, if it means we still have to lose a lot more before we win, let these players develop through the system. Now, unless you clearly see you've got a Brian Lara in your midst, in which case you have to fast track them, 99 times out of 100, no matter how talented a youngster is, you throw them into men's Test cricket, it's a huge learning curve. And I'm not saying Josh couldn't come in, hit a 50 on debut because England basically don't know who he is. But in the long run, he'd get found out and he'd be in a Shimron Hetmeyer situation where it's like, boy, why am I playing at number 4 for West Indies and I didn't even play no 18 cricket? Do you know what I mean? I guarantee you that if Shimron Hetmeyer had played more 18 cricket before he made it to the West Indies team, I wouldn't be sitting here now cussing why he's so talented and yet he's hitting the ball, getting out second ball for a 6 or whatever it is that he's trying to do. So I worry about what we do to young players in the West Indies. That's all I want to say on that.
But let me just to add on that, Mash. Yes, I agree with that. But I still like the initiative of West Indies carrying these younger players to England, even if it means that they're just playing in the nets, playing practice matches and stuff to acclimatize themselves to the conditions. So I mean, yeah, you don't want to rush them in, but I still like them traveling with the squad. Who comes in for Raheem?
I think he means who comes out.
Oh, yeah. I think Alzari maybe, because Alzari already has that tricep problem. So
I think it's going to be
Alzari for Raheem, and then you work out the rest from there.
To reaffirm your point, thank you, Shane, for your question. Comment. Holder said to Sky he felt that the match was lost with yesterday's collapse. Yeah, we went over that.
Yeah, he doesn't have a technique. Camp says Campbell. He doesn't have a technique, but he shouldn't be chasing that. No.
Also, he's saying that it's not technique that got Campbell out. It's the fact that his mindset is, if you see the ball, beat it to the boundary, basically.
That's the Jamaican way.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
You know what? I want to say that basically. Yeah, I mean, look at Jermaine Blackwood. If we see
Blackwood played a class not to do.
Yeah, no, he did.
Nikhil, you would have seen Nkrumah Bonner. What do you think of him? Kind of, is he of that attacking kind of mind, or is he more like
He's someone that will bat for you. And honestly, what impressed me this year compared to other years was that in first class he was able to bat through some really tough times. And you know, when you would think and Jamaica were up against it quite a bit in this year's competition, but Bonner was able to hold an end, which is why I think, you know, and it's not even like it's like someone like Mash where we're saying don't rush in the younger players. Bonner's a lot older than these younger players, so putting him in the system now to me would be a good idea. And I think he deserves to play. I mean, our system is you do well in first class, you get to represent the West Indies, and he's done well. He deserves to play to me. Abilash says, let Hope just play ODI cricket, groom him to be the future ODI captain. I don't think Test is for him. I wouldn't say so yet. I'm not ruling him out yet. I think he just looks too good, but he definitely needs some first class cricket under his belt.
Yeah, definitely.
England fan, Louis Hart, Ben Stokes or Lewis. Ben Stokes is the greatest all-rounder. Who is Jason Horner?
And the emoji at the end is basically saying talk now.
Did you see that? Did you see that send off? True. Did you see that? Did you see that send off that Jason got from Don Best? Somebody tweeted that it was a child screaming at his mother in the supermarket.
Listen, I don't think Jason cares about wanting to be number one. I don't think that's his priority. So, you know,
I don't think. To be fair, I don't think
we don't care.
I don't think that's Stokes' priority either, though.
I don't think any cricketers really think ICC ranking for number one. What does it mean, really? So
Because if you saw that, Jason wouldn't be looking to bat time. He would have looked to go after runs, and he only did that towards the end of his innings. 100% with Marshall on Hope. If he wants a Test future, he must play red ball immediately or forget it. Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
Ian Bishop just said he's not sure if Campbell and Hope can stay in the team. Also, weather for the third test isn't great. Well, look, it's rain all 5 days. All
Yeah,
5.
we'll do that.
You know what?
Well,
We need to reach out to Bishop and get him on rum shot. You know, I'm going to reach out to him after this. Anyone who knows Ian Bishop, tell him to come on rum shot. But
open call.
it's interesting that Ian's saying that. I value anything that Ian Bishop says. I value highly. This is a man who considers what he's saying. He's not just going to throw out random comments here and there. Hope doesn't surprise me, but if he's saying Campbell shouldn't stay, for those who watched him say that, did he make that point because he thinks that Campbell's too loose, which is what you have to assume? I just don't think. I still maintain it is harsh to drop someone on their first tour of England. I really do think it is.
Listen, from my perspective, I'm looking at this test in isolation. In terms of we need to get a result in this test to retain the trophy. For me, the better bet is to bring in fresh faces who haven't been worn down on this tour. Get rid of Campbell, get rid of Hope, bring in some new guys, and just bank on them performing better because they're fresh. They're coming with a fresh outlook. And then the fact as well that we don't know when our next test cricket is going to be after this. You just throw it all on the line, third test. And then
Sancho, I
go
agree that that another player could contribute more than a Campbell would, but I just don't think it's fair to him. How can you tell a player after 2 test matches in England, you're dropped after Shea Hope has played for so long?
Listen, it's competitive cricket. The Wisden Trophy's on the line. I don't think you can be that sentimental at this point. You got to go with who you think is going to get you the best result in the third test.
Fair enough. Will Shamar Holder get to play in the last test?
I think it's almost a certainty that Shamar's playing in the last test. I'm not even sure. I don't even think that's up for debate. I think he is definitely playing in the first test. Next test, sorry. Yeah, I agree with this. So, do you remember yesterday we were talking about West Indies not being able to get many scores over 300, and the point is that not many of them kick on to get 100. And it's not a talent thing. It's definitely not a talent thing. So yes, I think there's some basis or truth in saying that it's a mental thing. But then there's an exposure thing.
And I just want to reaffirm what I said yesterday. I think we're improving in stages. Before we were never even getting 50s. Now you're getting guys like Blackwood and Brooks scored a 50. So I think the next step will be for them to convert to hundreds. But you look at it, if Blackwood and Brooks converted to 100 today, I thought England would be out of the question for sure. So I think that's the next stage.
But do you know where we lack? And again, for those who don't understand West Indies cricket, who are following in on this, probably England fans more so, is that think back to when we had batsmen who regularly scored centuries. Again, despite, yes, this squad has been together for quite a while now, but they still don't have a Chris Gale. They don't have a Shiv. They don't have a Sarwan. That Shiv, Sarwan and Chris Gale were our last set of proper international class batsmen. And Darren Bravo, actually, when he was in form and in the team.
Craig Brathwaite.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll put in Craig, Nikhil, but Craig, remember, Craig benefited when he was... Remember when Craig debuted, all those guys were still playing? And whereas Roston, Shai-Hope, none of those guys have really played with the proper established players we had in the 2000s or whatever it might be. So where this side struggles in terms of converting, we don't have that uber-experienced international cricketer who's just marshalling the order going, like a Shiv coming down the wicket and saying to Blackwood or to Shamar Brooks, listen, this next over now, they're going to come at you like X. This is what you need to do. Do you see? We don't have that.
I noticed that like, when you had say like a Brooks and a Blackwood at the crease, it's like you can see them looking at each other like, all right, who's going to take charge here? Whereas obviously if you've got someone like a Lara, he comes in, puffs out his chest, and he's like, listen, you're going to do what I say. We're going to go with this. And sometimes you need that confidence as a young player.
Yeah. Marcel's spot on there. Remember I told Jordan in the group when Blackwood lost his wicket, 2 balls to go to tee. If I'm Shamar Brooks, I'm coming on the wicket and saying, listen, they're ploying to get you out. If we can survive these 2 balls, and I know it was a tough ball to play. Yes, it was that his body line and stuff. But yeah, and I think we only really see that when Jason Holder comes to the crease, him being captain, you'll get that leadership. Shane Dowrich is another one that I think, and Craig as well, because those are the more experienced guys, and Shane Dowrich being, the wicketkeeper, etc. But yes, I think we could see more leadership. I actually joke, I'm laughing because I heard when Brooks hit that 6 straight down the ground, Mike Atherton said, "You know it's bad when Jermaine Blackwood comes on the wicket to tell you be calm." But yeah, it was
actually, the last point on that, this is why I advocate bringing Darren Bravo back in, just because of his experience and knowledge of Test cricket all around the world. Sometimes it's about knowing passages of play in Test cricket and what's happening, and not just about your actual ability as well. But you know, okay, let's do this now because lots of people are saying it. So changes for the next Test.
There's so many more comments, guys.
You want to do it? We'll do it at the end. Let's go through the comments then. Let's come back to it at the end.
All right, cool. Get Hope to talk to Rahul Dravid.
Okay, give us the number. Give us a number and we'll get the number to him.
we'll do a pod with both of them.
West Indies went with the team they did and did what they at the toss because they already had to. After all, the chance to win a series in England since 1988 was too great for anything else. I don't think so, though. I think, I think so because they went for the win, to be honest. But obviously, the toss decision and all that is up for debate in hindsight. It is an interesting one. Can Hetmeyer and Blackwood play in the same team or two attacking? The Guyanese versus the Jamaican, Santoki versus Marshall.
Yes, is my answer.
I think they can. I don't think Blackwood is reckless as people kind of make him out to be. He's just very attacking. Yeah. And I think if Hetmeyer can kind of develop his role, I think Hetmeyer plays attacking because he's nervous. He doesn't know what to do, basically. If he's got the technique to be a proper Test match cricketer, I think if he can kind of refine his role, then there's no problem. I don't think there's an issue between them two playing together.
I don't think they could both get in the team.
Well, because so that was going to be my next point, Don. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I was just going to say because I think it's either or because not because of the aggressive nature or whatever, but I just think it's between Hope and Bravo, and then you're not going to drop Brooks, you're not going to drop Ross and Chase. So I don't see how Hetmeyer and Blackwood could both get in the same team, to be honest.
And someone else made this point on, I think, Skycoms. Brooks on this tour, and I'm so happy for Shamar.
Fantastic.
He has shown that actually I'm the first person you're not dropping when we next play Test cricket. And good for him, because when Shamar Brooks first came in, I certainly felt, I'm not going to speak for people, that you're just here to hold a position until the better players come back. Now you can't drop Shamar Brooks. He's going to be one of the first top order batsmen on the paper. So even though Bravo and Hetmeyer are sitting at home, there's actually only one position available at the moment, which is Hope's position. So the issue isn't whether Hetmeyer and Blackwood can play in the same team. It's who do you take instead, Bravo or Hetmeyer. Now, if it's me, I'm taking Darren Bravo because he's got Test match experience. And if you have to put a man at 3, I'd rather put a man with a Test average of 39 at 3 than Shiver Hetmeyer. That's my personal opinion.
Well, the reason why I backed Shamar Brooks to top score is just because I thought, due to his age and experience, one, he would have been through every scenario in domestic cricket, so he'll have that awareness and experience. And two, if you look at, like, say, Chris Rogers or Adam Voges for Australia, who made their debuts in their 30s, they knew that basically they had to perform this time. There was that determination because they'd worked so hard to get to this level. They appreciated it more than a player who'd been dropped in at like 20, 21. So I just think Shamar Brooks was going to make the most of it because he would know deep down this is very likely going to be his only tour of England, realistically. If we don't tour for another 3-4 years, he's going to be 34, 35. He might not possibly be playing for the team then. So I just felt, bearing in mind his age, experience, and level-headedness, I just thought he'd get the runs in. And so far, he's done that. So it's a great reward for him, you'd say. And which is why I think Bonner should come in for the third Test, because he's going to be of the same mindset, as in, this could be my only Test in England. Basically do it.
Yeah.
Guys, just give me a couple seconds on Shamar Brooks. I want to touch on him because I think, for a lot of years, many people were saying Shamar Brooks is being unfair, etc. We could say whatever we want, right? He was playing in the A team, captain the A team for a while, and I always felt he deserved to play. Obviously, many may say not because we had other top order batsmen, but just based on his first class performances and just the temperament and mindset of this guy, obviously getting to spend a lot more close time with him this year, I think, when the Barbados Pride played. And I always go to this stat, 263 runs with an average of 18 this first last season. And that is how, to me, you separate a good player and an experienced player to someone that's now coming in the game, because Shamar Brooks averaged 18 in first class rate. That's way below his standards, but he didn't let that get to him. He came to England and completely showed up. The temperament, and I think the reason why he does so well is because he's been through the hardship. He's been, to me, You know, I thought he was really unfair not to play. And I think that really worked in his favor because he knows how hard he had to work for that spot. And now that he has it, as you just said, Santoki, now that he has it, you know, he's grasping it with both arms. And when he's at the crease, especially in this series, you can sense from even Afghanistan that when he scored that 100, when he's at the crease, you just get this calm feeling. And honestly, I think, you know, he is really, I'm really happy that we found a solid number 3 batsman, number 3 or 4 batsman in Shamar Brooks, because I think he's deserved this for a long time. And just his experience of being in the team, captain Barbados for a long time, the A team as well. I think having experienced guys to go with the younger guys is a big benefit. So I really credit Shamar Brooks. And yeah, I think he completely deserves all the success that he's getting.
Yep, completely agree. Can't criticize it.
Refer Cornwall Shamar for Hope Joseph Gabriel.
What we'll do is at the end of this stream, we'll just decide our team.
Yeah.
Probably stupid, but refer in for Roach? ?
It's not as stupid as you think. Only in the sense of if Kimar says I'm fit, I'm my body. I can't do a third test. Then yes.
Oh
but
yeah. I thought you were saying if Roach says he's fit. If Roach is fit, I don't think they're going to leave him out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Think Campbell deserves a series to set some standard on selection. Can't be one thing for one.
Yeah, which is what Michelle was saying earlier. Yeah.
KB, Campbell, Brooks, or Craig Brathwaite, Campbell, Brooks, Blackwood, Chase, Dulwich, Holder, Reefer, Cornwall, Alzari, / Kimar. Wow, and Shamar.
So where's Bonner?
He didn't. He took out Hope and played extra bowler.
3, 4, 5. Yeah, right. Okay, I see you're doing. Yeah. Okay.
But listen, Ray Murphy can bat, so I mean he can really bat. Why are West Indies batsmen so tentative versus short bowling? Even Broad trouble them. They get stuck on the crease. That's a really interesting topic. That Ben Stokes spell, even in the last innings, it really challenged the West Indies. You know, him banging in the ball, but he always makes things happen. I think it's pretty hard. And I also want to comment on the umpiring. I thought it was kind of harsh. You were not seeing a lot of signals for 1 for the over, 2 for the over, and a lot of those deliveries, in my opinion, were over shoulder height. Yeah. So I think the umpires just allowed England to bowl short ball after short ball, and unfortunately, when you're bowling at a person's rib cages and stuff, those are tough deliveries to fend. You also saw Dominic Sibley with a difficulty in that area as well, like fending off the leg stump. So I just thought, off the ribs. So I just think, yeah, it's a tough area to play off. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, it worked. At the end of the day, it worked. I wouldn't say they're tentative though. I don't know. Mate, I just think, personally, I just took it to be, this is a tactic they weren't expecting. So it took them ages to adapt to it. So, for example, if Ben Stokes now tries that in the third test, I'm not expecting them to be hopping and...
They'll go and plan for it.
They'll now come up with a plan against it. So I think we reserve judgment on that till the third test, and if England try the same.
And I just want to tell you guys, also, I think the West Indies have come a really long way when it comes to short pitch bowling. One test that always resonates in my mind, I'm sure you guys remember, Sri Lanka came to Barbados to play a test. Lahir Kumara in that day-night test ran rampant. Shane Dulwich, looked out of sorts. He was bowling quick short deliveries, and everybody was saying we have a weakness to short bowling. And I think, yes, they've got some wickets with the short ball, but we've done well to negotiate. I feel we're ducking and weaving a lot better than the past. And so, yeah, I think we're going to get better, as you just said, Mash. Ben is saying drop Hope and one of the main bowlers. Maybe Gabriel needs a break for Refer and Cornwall. I think Cornwall's going to play. I think we've all decided Cornwall's going to play for sure.
Yeah. 100%.
Also, an opinion, West Indies wasted 3 years of Blackwood's career. He was averaging 31 when he got dropped.
100% agree. Jermaine Blackwood got dropped because he had a poor series. Can't remember who it was against. I don't think it was Zimbabwe. Maybe it was Zimbabwe. And basically, I remember at the time, a lot of people were saying this guy's too reckless for Test cricket. He was averaging 31. This is why I'm so angry that other players have basically stayed in the team and Blackwood had to hold a drop when he was like, and Blackwood's come back and looked instantly more comfortable than the same players he got dropped for 3 years ago. So he's not holding any vex to it, but the West Indies argument will always be Blackwood had to be dropped for him to learn that you have to develop a better mentality for cricket. And you could argue, well, he's learned that. But still, can West Indies really afford to drop anyone who's averaging 31 when we got people in the team averaging 19 in 2 years? Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Just quickly, yours good friend Ian Best commented, sent me a message. Brooks is like Frank Worrell at the crease.
Message what to your phone?
Yeah, so very calm and silent.
What is this?
You're just reading out messages from your phone. Let me just text my family to send me a message. Go on, read it.
Go on, read Ian Best's message.
No, I just told you. I said it already. He just said that Brooks looks like Frank Worrell at the crease. Very calm and stylish.
Okay, no, I'll hold that for now.
Okay, Raul says Brooks, Blackwood good enough to keep Hetmeyer and Pooran out of the side for long. Well, Pooran hasn't made his Test debut yet, so do you guys think he will at some point then?
Yeah, I think what from the inclination I get behind the scenes about Pooran is, if similar to Josh Butler and England, if the incumbents aren't good enough and no one in first-class cricket is showing anything, then you look outside of first-class cricket and see, well, have we got someone else who looked talented, who may not have played? Because remember, when Ricky Skerritt took over, wasn't the whole point that they said we're making selection available to everybody, irrespective if you've played domestic cricket or not? Remember, when Dwayne Bravo got back in T20 side, he hadn't played CPL, he hadn't played any T20 cricket to justify coming back in.
But with Pooran, remember, his last first-class game was about 6 years ago, you know?
Does it matter though? Does it matter?
Yeah, I think I think red ball cricket, you need to have. I've said Pooran would have to play a full season of first class cricket, surely.
Okay, check this out. If Kyron Pollard suddenly turned around and said, "I'm making myself available for the West Indies Test team,"
he will not play.
He's better than everyone in our top six. He's better than everyone in our top six. Everyone.
What? How do you know that? What are you basing it on?
I don't. I'm basing it on what I see with my eyes when I see him play cricket.
He's better than everyone. Play red ball cricket though.
It doesn't matter.
You think that Kyron Pollard could?
You reference Josh Butler. Josh Butler has proven how hard it is to adjust to red ball.
The reason I referenced Josh Butler is he got in because there was no other alternatives.
Yeah, but he played.
Okay, but then when David Warner got picked for Australia, what did David Warner get picked on for Australia off the back of?
Marshall, what? Kyron Pollard is a better test. You would say he would be a better test batsman than Craig Brathwaite?
You wouldn't pick Kyron Pollard if he suddenly made himself available.
No. He would have to show me in the 4 day. He has to show me in the 4 day. How can you pick somebody without having any red ball record? I don't understand that.
Shy Hope's in the team with a red ball record. What are you talking about? We can't afford to be looking at red ball cricket. We don't have people who are good enough.
If Kyron Pollard said tomorrow, I'm ready to play Test cricket, hold
on. I beg someone go and look up Kyron Pollard's red ball cricket. I swear his average is 38.
But when did he last play though?
It don't matter. He's got a 38 average in red ball cricket. Kyron Pollard averaged 38 in domestic red ball cricket and never got a pick for West Indies. Please explain that to me. Please explain how that guy never got a pick for West Indies.
I cannot believe this. Honestly, I cannot believe this.
Pull up his records. Tell me. I bet he averaged 38 in red ball cricket. Tell me, what's the numbers? What's the numbers? I'm waiting. What's the numbers?
Marcel is talking trash now.
What's the numbers? What's the numbers?
Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to get my laptop charger, yeah? Bear with me 1 second, yeah?
I cannot believe that you're already saying that. Are you serious?
Hold on. You lot are listen. Nah, you know what? Don't let me fling the thumb.
Marcel, you cannot be serious. You're gonna put Pollard above all these guys performing in the first class setup, just above based on him playing red ball cricket 5 years ago. How is that possible?
Okay. Hold Pollard. Would you do the same?
Look. Warner had a full season of Sheffield Shield behind him and was averaging about 50 when he got called up.
Okay, fine. Listen, I can hold my hands up. Oh, what? Look at that. What's that? First class average. What? What's that saying?
Marshall, that's 4 years ago. That's 4 years ago.
No, but hear my point. Listen to my point. Oh, look at the screen, Shantoki. What's that say? Tell me, please.
What screen?
Look at this. What's that comment say? Can you read it?
Oh, Pollard first class average 37. But when did he last play?
Right now, before you two shout me down one more time, would you pick Pooran if he said, "I want to play Test cricket"?
No, he has to show me in the first class.
Why?
Of course not.
Why though? Why?
Marcel, because there's people in the setup that have to play before him.
Let me ask you this question. when Shimron Hetmeyer got picked for the West Indies Test team, he weren't ready. He weren't ready.
Yes, but that was when we didn't have any good first class cricketers. Now I think we have a plethora of cricketers coming through the system that all should play before Puran.
You know what?
If Puran played first class season and buying 800 runs, of course I would say play him. But he can't walk into the team based on a white ball performance. No way.
Didn't England pick Adil Rashid even though he wasn't playing red ball cricket?
Yeah, but he played it at some point and then he opted not to play it anymore.
Right, but my point is this:
you're contradicting yourself.
Why does cricket do this though? We can clearly see that Nicholas Puran is super talented, and we're saying to the boy, "No, you better show us you can actually play." We haven't learned it already.
With Adil Rashid, yeah, for instance, he'd played first class cricket like the year before. It was recent. I'd say 6 years without playing any first class cricket. And Pollard hasn't played in 5 years. You need to at least
shocking statement, Mash. I cannot believe you just said that. Shocking.
I don't think it's as shocking as you lot think.
The guy said that Pollard is better than the entire top 6. I cannot believe that you said that.
You don't think he's better than Lamar
Brooks? He's not better than I don't think he's better than John Campbell in a red ball format. I do not think so. I do not think so.
Oh my god.
Listen, my take on it, yeah, is that Pollard might be better than a John Campbell, but we don't know it because there's no basis on what to prove it on. If he went and played for Trinidad next year in the first class season, played 5-6 games and averaged, say, 35-40, then you put him in the test team. But there's nothing at the moment to suggest that he'd do well at red ball cricket.
So, Master, let me ask you a question. Evan Lewis or John Campbell? Which one are you going to play in Test cricket?
Evan Lewis every single time.
Because you know about John Campbell, what he can do in Test cricket, but you don't know what Evan Lewis will do. If you hadn't seen either of them, you would have picked John Campbell because he played in the red ball.
You know what? That's a superb example you just used. You are telling me you would pick John Campbell over Evan Lewis?
If I never saw either in Test cricket and John Campbell played red ball and Evan Lewis did not, of course I'll pick Campbell because Campbell performed in the first class division. I've never seen Evan Lewis in a red ball setup, so
who's the more talented player?
Well, obviously Lewis, but that's a white ball player.
That's all I need to know, though. That's all I need to know. From the minute I can see a cricketer is talented, maybe the Pollard thing's foolishness, but hear me out. From the minute I see a cricketer is talented, I am doing whatever I can as an administrator to say, let me work with you to get you into this test team. Look at Charles Bowers. Charles Bowers knows the score, you know. My guy.
That's probably like your school friend or something, man.
He's my guy. Whoever he is.
Look at Charles. Is he still your guy? By the same logic, we're looking to get Chris Gill in for Campbell. You cannot pick on based on that.
Yes. What, you wouldn't pick Chris Gill over John Campbell? I'd pick Shiv Chanderpaul over John Campbell. What are you talking about?
Marcel is too traumatized with today's loss. He's definitely. Marcel, I think you made our show lose a lot of credibility by saying Pollard is better than top 6. I think you should publicly retract that statement right away.
Okay. Let's talk sense now. Kieron Pollard shouldn't be playing Test cricket. Fine. However, what I am definitely saying 100% is we all know the whole Caribbean, the whole of world cricket can see Nicholas Puran's ability.
Yeah.
If we are a correct cricketing, like Nicholas Puran's already said, I want to play cricket, basically. Now, I personally, in theory, yes, he should go play some first class cricket. But if I can see I've got a guy who is super talented, you don't think I'm doing whatever I can to get this guy into the team as quick as possible? He's not like a younger. He's not like a 22-year-old. This guy's already proved it all over the world.
But to get him into the team as quick as possible, he'd have to play domestic first class cricket or at least county cricket. He's got a contract with Yorkshire.
Exactly, because look at this comment. You cannot bring in guys. Then people will say in the first class system, well, what's the point? You just need to be talented. What's the point then?
So explain to me why Shea Hope is in the team.
He did well in 2017. He scored a double hundred in his last first class game in 2017.
For 3 years, he's still in the team.
Okay, well, I'm agreeing with you. That's a error in judgment. But I'm just trying to say the guy did score a double hundred in first class cricket to get in the test team or whatever, and he also scored a 200.
For me, two wrongs don't make a right. Just because Shai Hope's in the team, it don't mean you can throw anyone in the team. Like Michelle's looking to get Pollard and Puran in for Friday at this rate.
Marcel,
Listen, this is my third shot of rum, you know. So
that's why. This is what Shatil is saying. I think. All right. Well, this started out a big discussion. This started out a big discussion. Oh my gosh, guys! Chris Gill.
You see what I'm talking about?
Chris Gill obviously say that because Chris Gill wants to play Test cricket probably. Wait, look at this. Look at this. Why is he talking in third person about himself?
He's the universe boss.
He forgot that he has his name as universe boss.
Chris Gale should have had a chance versus India to see the outcome. Yes, people talk about age, but he averages 42.20 when he left. And when a cricketer is very passionate about the game, he would have performed.
Puran needs to show he can. Masha, you open a big can of worms that I don't think should have been opened.
Listen, I'm here for the content.
Even if he just shows it once or twice, he probably get a call to the test side.
Okay. Now I'm going to retract because Andy's right. You two are right to say Puran at least needs to play some games. But if Puran played a first-class season of, let's say, he just played 6 games for Trinidad, and only in 2 of the innings he hit some amazing innings because we know he can, that'd be enough for me. I wouldn't need to see anything else. Is what I'm saying. So. Yeah.
I agree with what you said about the administration, though, because wasn't he banned from the first-class season at one point? Because he got a ban.
Puran, in I think it was 2017, he took a contract to play. I think it was in Bangladesh or something. Yeah, Bangladesh. And he didn't get an NOC, so they banned him and said you can't pick for any domestic team or any West Indian team for an entire year. Only West Indies could do something as crazy as that.
So Chanderpaul's last first-class match was 2 years ago. At that point, Pollard hadn't played for 2 years Red Ball cricket, and Puran for 3 years. So Chanderpaul's got more recent first-class experience than those two, basically. By picking players who gone.
No, we pulled up already, I think.
So because people must think I'm actually being serious, yes, obviously they have to play some first-class cricket. But my wider point is they have more talent than some of the players in our current team. Is that incorrect?
Yeah.
He has white ball talent. He does not have. I have not seen the red ball yet. If he goes and smashes 400s back to back in first class, then you come and say that. But you cannot just say Pollard should play, Puran should play. What sort of disrespect is that to Craig Brathwaite, Shamar Brooks, Ross Chase, and these guys, man? No, that's disrespectful.
Fabian Allen should play for the test team. Fabian Allen.
I know I said we need fresh faces for the third test, but I wasn't expecting Mash to say Puran opens with Brathwaite on Friday.
Would we be picking Puran to keep in the test side and bat 7 or bat in the top 6?
If Puran ever did play, he's playing as a specialist batsman.
Yeah.
Well, obviously the universe bosses are like hope. And they open it ODI cricket together. Come on, Chris. That's kind of rude, man. Honestly. I mean, Puran can be worse than Campbell. Why not give him a go? Or can't be? Well, I don't know, man. Listen, the guy hasn't played any red ball cricket. Good. Marshall, you're right. Puran is super talented, but Butler isn't cracking test cricket, is he? He's super talented too. Will it necessarily benefit his game overall?
Yeah. That's true. Good point from Kartikeya.
And I just want to tell Rahul that he's the one that brought up this Puran debate. So thank you.
Was it him?
Well, it was him. Shea Hope is the prince. Records shouldn't matter. He will eventually come good.
Boy.
Just a while back, we were talking about not fast tracking talent.
Let me touch that. Because Puran's not fast tracking, and let me tell you what I mean by that. Fast tracking talent means when somebody is young and they haven't played any developmental cricket before they debut for the West Indies. Puran's different because he's already played international cricket for the West Indies. Yes, okay, forget red ball for a minute. He's already played in our T20 international side. He's a fixture in our ODI side. So he understands what international cricket is about. That doesn't mean he'd be a success in test cricket. I'm just saying there's a difference between fast-tracking someone who's young from first-class cricket. When Hetmeyer played for the West Indies, he'd played 1 season for Guyana, won the under-19 World Cup, and was just suddenly in the West Indies international team. He hadn't even played any 18 cricket yet. That's what fast tracking is. So fast tracking doesn't mean when you've already got experience in other international pursuits.
Chatil is saying, and he if Hope is scoring that many runs with his technique for a South Africa, it shouldn't be regarded. So he corrected himself here. But to be fair, he hasn't played any for a South Africa, so we need to stop looking down on for a South Africa because the quality is going up.
True. Yeah, that's
Why do you think? Why do you think? Thank God, a question not about this foolishness that Masha's bringing about Pollard. And, oh my goodness, man! Not in the middle of a test series. No, Masha. No, you're.
Listen, flying Pollard, you know.
Why do you think Holder's struggling with the bat? I don't think he's struggling with the bat. Personally, I don't know what you guys think.
Good innings today, actually.
35, yeah.
Yeah.
If Puran plays a full first class series and knocks 200, he comes in, no doubt about it. But he has to play it first.
This season.
Also, any info on the report Mikey was talking about on commentary regarding issues in West East? I think he means the Dave Cameron one, and I don't know anything.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I will be doing something about that soon. Stay tuned and follow us on Twitter, and you'll hear some more from me about that.
There's no question about their talent, but the players need to realize their talent could be useful for West Indies. That's something that admin should be looking to do on their side.
In fairness, I actually think, believe it or not, Puran will play first-class cricket. I think he's being genuine. Absolutely. I think he genuinely wants to play Test cricket. So whenever normal cricket returns in the Caribbean, I wouldn't be surprised to see Puran forego a 2020 contract just once, just to prove he can do it.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
yeah, I just scroll back up because obviously I went all the way down during that Puran discussion, and just to wrap up the final few comments for the actual thing on the serious matter of the Test series, not this garbage about T20 players coming. Oh my goodness, man! Honestly, so frustrating. Why do our batsmen struggle to convert? Surely costs the game. Shots, I'll tell you, be patient. It's gonna come.
I agree.
I think me and Mashel have been asking that question since 1994.
No, y'all are pessimists. That's why. I'm telling you guys, listen, I am a new, fresh face. You can see me here. I believe in this crop. I'm telling you, be patient. You're going to get 300 soon. We're going to be ruling the World Test Championship in a couple of years. I'm telling you.
And you're telling me I'm mad for calling for Pollard. What's going on?
Also, is the silver worth considering when looking at Dulwich? No, I don't. He's not. Shane Dulwich. Shane Dulwich's quality. Why are we looking down on him? I don't understand. Shamar Brooks, proper solid. Looks like somebody who knows their game and knows their scoring areas. Well, Marshall, thanks for cheering me up. Just wanted to let you know I was really down, but that Karen Pollard thing really woke up the spirits in me.
Mash said his solution to save West Indies cricket is bring back Pollard, Puran, and Chanderboy.
Oh my goodness.
A really true for 45-year-old Shiv Chanderpool, you know.
Stop drinking rum, Masha. Stop drinking.
No, but
how do you rate Holder as a batsman? I think quality. He's the number one. He's the number one. He's the number one all-rounder in the world for a reason.
If anything, I'd be playing Holder higher up the order. So, you know.
Thoughts on Blackwood Stokes Sledge? Good rivalry. He was just chatting. He was just chatting to him and stuff, but nothing too serious, to be honest. Really like the look of Brooks. He looks like he has all the goods to be a mainstay for the years. Oh, Ian Best, how are you doing, sir? Brathwaite, Hope, or Bonner? Blackwood. I said Brathwaite. Brathwaite, Hope, or Bonner? Blackwood, Brooks, Chase, Reeford, Dulwich, Holder, Cornwall, Rochemore. Our batting looks thin if you go with this line.
That's 17 men in the team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, but it can't be Hope or Bonner because Bonner wouldn't open.
Yeah, and not only that, no, he can though, but I would not say that because our batting looks thin there. You would need guys that Reefer and stuff to bat along. But that he has Reefer batting at 6. I don't know, is he capable? And Blackwood batting? Well, no, that's not a batting order because Brooks is under Blackwood, but. Still, I don't know. I think our batting is thin. I don't think we can play so much bowling.
Hey, Nikhil, can you scroll down can we pull up one comment quickly from Ian Best at 7:19 p.m.?
Nah, who is this Ian Best guy? If he's throwing slander at me.
I pulled this up already, Umash, when you were, I pulled it up already when you left to get your charger. Shane Thomas, Bishop didn't explicitly say Campbell and Hope had to go. More generic comment that their positions aren't secure, but also said the alternatives aren't ideal because of lack of. It's the same thing we've been saying.
Yeah.
Chatil, what is the use of averaging 117 in domestic cricket if Joseph can't read match situations? He can bat but has given away. Guys, please do not blame the West Indies losing this test on Alzheimer Joseph coming out to bat. Okay, yes, he could have blocked, but 20 overs, it's not like it was 5 overs left. It was 20. So like, I think that's really hard.
I didn't care.
Me neither, to be honest. Well, I cared, but I mean, I'm not.
I can't believe my guy said Pollard, you know.
Nikhil, if you clip this episode, just clip the Pollard part.
That's finished me off for the day, man.
Ravi Reddy, thank you very much for coming on. We were 80 runs short in the first innings. We gift wrapped up the match in the first innings.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Ian Best, this team is missing an informed.
Now you're talking. Yes, Ian Best. Now you're talking sense. Darren Bravo should be back in the team.
Not scoring 300 is a problem if your bowling attack is comprised of mere mortals, though. I didn't see Leah for the whole day. Fair enough. At T yesterday, I was looking at retaining Wisdom Trophy today and winning the series with Raheem on the 3rd. Then I made the cardinal error of getting off my couch and venturing out to get some coffee. Also, as Canon net.
So now we know.
Yeah, if you think about it, from T yesterday, day 4, things just swung completely ridiculous.
And I just want to thank everybody for staying on. Well, who wouldn't stay on after Masha is here drinking and saying these things?
Let's not forget, in this episode, I've called for Pollard, Pooran, and Shiv Chandapur. All in one episode.
Who is West Indies feeling coach? Well, I know
it's I can't remember his name.
For white ball, it's Trevor Penny, but I don't think it's red ball. It's not for red ball.
It's a West Indian. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Are they implying that West Indies need to work on their fielding then for the test?
I don't think so, though. Everybody drops a few catches. We haven't been bad in the field at all.
No, that's not been my concern.
Me neither. Hetmeyer doesn't walk back into the test 11, needs to play region and let you say 18. Guys, I just want to touch on something quick. You know, when these players were asked to give their availability for the tour, everybody said, you know, the West Indies came out and said it wouldn't be held against you if you say no. So, but, you know, I always thought if a player like a Shamar Brooks does well, it makes it very tough for them to get back in the team. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really work in their favor, to be honest. Don't know if he could bowl 20 overs in an innings, but assuming Gabriel is out, would you have a look at O'Shane Thomas? No.
No.
And you know, people talk about O'Shane Thomas playing test cricket, but look at the amount of overs someone like Shannon Gabriel bowls. 36.5 overs in the first test. I don't even think O'Shane Thomas could bowl half of those, but just simply because of how much strength and effort he puts in.
Wait a minute. Why are people laughing at this Pooran thing? What's O'Shane Thomas even doing here?
He's getting good experience. It's not like he's going to play.
Yes, he doesn't play first-class cricket.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, but not a lot. Not exactly occasionally. So if he can get a call up, Pooran can get a call up.
No, but O'Shane Thomas has he played 8 first-class games, which is 8 more than Pooran.
8. He's basically O'Shane Thomas is a limited overs player, and he got a call up. Listen, we can bend the rules for Pooran.
Last 5 comments, Rahul again. Masha, you are right about fast tracking. That's why I took his name in the first place. I wonder if he says Pooran, if he means Pooran, because he's the one that said it. Already following, looking forward to hearing more about it. He means the report.
Yeah.
Are you
hopeful? No, let's start. Yeah, okay, let's wrap up. Let's wrap up here. So I didn't want to say.
Wait. Just bring up the next 2, and then we'll wrap up on that. Personally, the whole new optimism about West Indies cricket comes from the reported increasing for assess standards and competition in West Indies. So to promote that, also that should be based on that. I'm telling you guys, and it has improved.
It's true.
Stokes asked Blackwood to look at his batting average. Blackwood responds saying, "You average 2 drop catches per innings." That's a typical Jamaican response. And before we wrap it up, this comment sums up the entire show. Sherlock Holmes. From Sherlock Holmes.
I don't know who Sherlock Holmes is, but that's funny.
Serious one, no.
So when we did the tour thing, Nikhil, your prediction's in danger here, you know, because you said it'd be 1-1. Santoki and I said 2-1 to England. Well, unless there's a draw in the last test, Nikhil, it's likely that this is going to be 2-1 to England. What are you saying, Santoki?
Yeah, I wouldn't say at this point I'm hopeful in the sense that I hope West Indies can get the series win, but realistically, the momentum is all in England's favour now. I mean, come on, like that was such a big win for them. Demoralising for the West Indies. The strength that Nikhil and yourself both talked about earlier in terms of look at the selection dilemma England have in terms of their bowling is ridiculous at the moment. So anyone they bring in is going to be hungry as well to fight to maintain their place. So you've got this hungry team who's successful, won the last test, confident against the West Indies team that's been savaged in the last day and a half here. I just don't see how they can do it. That's why I suggested the best chance they have is just to get some fresh faces in who can kind of boost them around.
So,
I think if Stokes can only bat because he has an injury problem with his foot, with his leg, somewhere on his leg. If he can only bat in that game, I think regardless of who England play as bowlers, it offsets their balance a lot. If we bring in some new faces and stuff, don't be surprised if the West Indies win the third test. Just letting you guys know. But I'm sticking with my 1-1 prediction. I think with the rain schedule for that test, I think the West Indies is going to come back strong and show some resilience, and we're going to retain the Wisdom Trophy. I don't deal with you pessimists. One man think Karen Pollard should come back in. Completely disrespectful comment to my guys out there battling. Shamar Brooks getting beat up, battling Craig Brathwaite and these guys. Come on, man. No. Atrocious comment. Anyways, yeah, that's what I have to say. I think we can retain the Ashes. Rain is going to win.
I can't believe people actually don't think that's a good shout. But anyways, remember, I was actually Santoki, back me up here. Was I not one of the first people to be saying make Kieran Pollard West Indies limited overs captain? How long was I saying that for? I was saying it for time.
Well, that makes sense because he wasn't
playing any domestic cricket then.
Yeah, but he's played the most T20 games and he's a limited overs specialist, so it would make sense that he would come in with that experience. But first class, not having played a single first class game for 5 years, 33 years old. I mean, he definitely need to prove himself. But at least you've given us some content. We'll definitely snip that clip.
For real. So chats before other people comment, no doubt. But as we wrap this up, two things I think we just need to cover. So first things first, let's just do our teams. So we'll do it like we did on the pod. We'll go by position. So think about your positioning here, not just about who you're picking in general. So opening, I'm going Brathwaite and Campbell.
Me too. Santoki's not, but it doesn't matter because that's 2-1.
Yeah, Brathwaite definitely. Campbell, I would change him. Not sure who yet though.
Okay. Well, we come back to that. Think about who.
Yeah.
Number 3, Shamar Brooks has to now go 3.
I agree. So that's okay. Fair.
Yeah. 4, Bonner.
I agree.
Yeah, Bonner.
5,
Chase.
5, Chase.
Yeah.
6, Blackwood.
Yep. 7,
Right.
Dowrich, 8, Holder. Nobody's going to disagree.
7, Dowrich, 8, Holder. So then it's the 3 bowlers. In fact, I think this is actually self-explanatory. 9, Cornwall.
Yeah.
10, Roach.
Yep.
11,
Joseph or Holder.
Holder. I'm saying Joseph out regardless. 11, Chamar Holder, because Gabriel, I think, even if Gabriel says he's fit, I wouldn't play him.
But what if Alzari's fit? Then do you play Shamar Holder over Alzari? I don't think they would because because Alzari is more experienced.
Yeah, okay, fine. That's a good point.
So basically, that's our 11. The final comment, really disappointed, but reality check, Windies are going to win, are going into the third test with still a good chance to retain the trophy or even win the series. Remember, most of us thought it would be 3-0. No. Most of you guys, pessimists, thought so. But
who said it would be 3-0?
You said 3-0.
I said 2-1.
Go back to y'all in the first podcast.
But when we did the predictions, when we did the actual predictions, though, because you said 3-0 win.
You said 3-0 as well. You said 3-0
to West Indies. I said 3-0 to West Indies.
Yeah, but it's not.
So, Marcel, you can never tell me anything. You said Karen Pollard should play Test. You can never tell me anything. Never.
But in our actual final predictions thing, Santoki and I said 2-1 defeat.
And you said 1-1.
And you said 1-1 draw. And it could still be a 1-1 draw in fairness if rain intervenes. Okay, last thing. Quickly, Rate. We did it at the end of the first test. Let's do it again at the end of the third one. And again, people who are still watching, send us yours. Ratings for the test match. Craig Brathwaite. 70 something in the first innings and 12 in this one.
8.5. 8.5. 70 something in the first test. He's the only reason he even had a chance. Him batting all those balls.
I'm saying 7.5.
No way. Come on, Marshall. You're being harsh, man. 165 balls, 283 minutes. Come on, man. 8.5. 8.5.
Definitely not 8.5. Maybe 8. Maybe 8 max.
You're being harsh.
John Campbell.
Next.
3.
3.
I don't even want to comment.
3. I'm saying 1.
0. Now 1. He dropped a catch. It's not even that he took the catch. He dropped.
Hold on. Hold on. So imagine this time last week, Michelle was singing Campbell's praises in the winning run.
Exactly. And now he gives him 1.
Listen,
now you give him 1.
At least I don't have Jamaican bias. If I'm thinking something is not awful, I'm going to say so. John Campbell 1. I
agree.
I hope.
Shai-Hope's a minus.
Nah, Shai-Hope was good in the field, so I'll give him 3.
3? No, 0. 0. 0. 0. What did he get in the first?
Guys, he got 25. He got 25 off 71 deliveries in the first inning. That is not a 3. That's
25
a start.
Of what? What was it? 25 off
71 deliveries. That's a good innings.
And what did he get? He got 9.
He's getting a 4 from me. He's getting 4 from me.
2.
4.
2. I'm giving him 2.
4.
Okay, maybe 3. Yeah, okay, maybe I see a point with 3. Okay, maybe 3. Maybe.
Jamar Brooks. 10.
9.
10, you know.
There's
9.
nothing else. There's nothing else he could have done it in that game except get 100, and he was under real pressure. So a 10. Top notch.
9. 9, but only because we didn't win. But it's a 9. Yeah. Who's next? Chase.
50 in the first innings.
And a 5.
3 wicket. No, how many wickets did he get?
5 wickets and 50. And then
9. Superb. 9. Has to be.
No, I'm saying 8.
What? The man got 5 wickets and scored 50.
What did he get in the second innings? Was it 9 or something? Or 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. It's 8 or 9, whichever one you want to go for. Blackwood. 7.
8.
7.
8.
Just because the first innings was, yeah.
That was an excellent knock today.
Oh no, what did he get? Was his the one that was the low one?
Yes, that's the one that didn't bounce.
Still 7. Because I think once you get a 50 and you've looked good, you're supposed to kick on.
Yeah.
Dowrich 0.
0, what? Yeah. No, actually, I'll give him a 2 because his wicket keeping was all right.
Nah, he was sprawling all over the place with the wicket.
He was tough to wicket keep. Oh, he actually got a pair, boy. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 0. I'm giving him 0 because he got 0.
I'm not giving him. He'll get 2 or 3.
He got double duck 0.
His keeping was good. It's tough to keep there. Oh my
minus 2 for Hope Campbell. See, everyone's saying 0 for Dowrich. 0.
Y'all have to stop. Y'all just criticize the players. You have to encourage them.
Nah, man, we gotta be real.
See 4 for Dowrich. See 4. That's why. Oh no, that's minus 4. Oh wait, these are dashes.
It's minus.
Okay, we don't need to say the rest because everyone else is sending theirs in.
There's too much bias on the show. Bayesian bias from Nikhil, Trini bias from Michelle calling for Puran and Pollard to come into the team.
Jason Holder. What do you Jason?
So yeah. Any more comments or let's
Jason? Wait, where'd you stop with the other thing? What happened to the other?
Oh, sorry. So who are we on? Oh, so Jason Holder. Did he even get any wickets? How many did he get? 1. Did he get 1 wicket?
I remember.
I think he got 1 wicket. Jason Holder 4.
He got 1 for 70 in 32 overs.
Yeah,
4. Alzari Joseph. Did he get any wickets actually?
That 30 was a top knot.
Yeah, that 30 was good. 6. 6.
I don't understand how people can say these things though. Like this makes no sense to me. The guy is one of our best batsmen. How is this even possible? Hold the 4. Somebody said here.
Yeah, I agree with that. Who was after
Alzari gets 6 for me because he did very well with the bat.
Did he take any wickets?
1 in the first innings and
None
none
in
in
the
the second.
Yeah, so 4
Only
for
bowled
me.
2 overs, 4. Joseph -4 for his shot.
Roach got 4 wickets in this test, right? Did he get 4 wickets?
Yeah.
Roach
7.
6.
5. 6 actually 6.
Gabriel.
Four.
I feel harsh. No, I think it's harsh on Shannon because he wasn't fit. I'm adamant he wasn't fit for this test. So
But
I'm not rating him on the basis that he probably shouldn't have played.
More
So,
chinny
yeah.
bias.
But well, wait till CPL, then you'll really see. When Jamaica get knocked out of CPL, then you'll really see the Trini bias.
And look, when you see what's behind me,
is Puran playing for Guyana?
Yeah, when you see what's behind me, when you see what's behind me happens again, then you're gonna see the Bayesian bias because I'll be there.
Let's not even get to CPL just yet.
Yeah, we got a test.
You're talking about don't get to things just yet. You're calling for white ball players to be playing in the middle of a test match. This is supposed to be a review show, Somebody's asking Phil Simmons, what do you rate Phil Simmons?
10.
Based on selection, what?
10. What for this test or in
for
general?
For this test, not in general.
6.
I think based on the toss decision, selection, 5 to 6 is fair.
Yeah, probably 5.
But we're looking at hindsight, so it's tough to really critique Phil, but he's still an amazing coach.
This has been a bumper episode. Thank
1 hour 20 minutes, boy. Wow.
Thank you so much to
because
everyone
Marshall prolonged it.
Along for the ride, and Michelle's obviously had a bit too many rum shots, as you can tell.
Three different rum and mixers in the course of this 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Where's Duppy Share? Where's the Duppy Share?
I know, I can't believe it.
Yeah,
but, Nikhil, for real, clip the Pollard or Shiv Chandapur thing.
I will, and it's gonna trend on Twitter.
Send it out to everyone, and I bet you anything people agree with me. 45-year-old Shiv Chandapur would still be in this team scoring mad runs.
Masa, I bet the next episode we're gonna lose viewers because of that. Just probably lose them. It'll be like 10. Thanks to the 30 people that stayed with us, though. We have good numbers right through. So thanks a lot, guys.
Cool. And hopefully we'll be back Friday. I know rain is forecasted, but hopefully we'll get some play on Friday for you to analyze. And so join us again on Friday evening. And it's been a great episode, guys. Disappointing for the West Indies eventually, but hopefully we can bounce back in that final test. So from myself, Nikhil, and Michelle, have a good evening, guys. Take care.
Don't drink alcohol. You'll turn out like Michelle. Thank you.